Here's what we're grinding. This is our 2 and 3 year old hay that we're also mixing with the rest of the stack here, which is like those few bales there, 5 bales. This year's hay, 50-50 grass alfalfa, and the other stuff is probably that or a little more grass. Just like I said, mixing half and half. Still snow on the ground. Bales are still pretty wet. It's above freezing. Put hammer tie pins in this grinder today, so it should help it out. One thing I've noticed with this grinder is that it seems to do a better job if you can keep the tub full all the time, as far as keep a bale on top of the bale that's in there to keep constant pressure on the tub floor, so you can get kind of an even feed into those hammers. That way it's a lot easier to keep your adjustments the same and get an idea of what the grinder wants to do for you. There's still some wet slugs in here. It seems like those tie pins are helping get through these slugs of hay better. It'll be interesting to see how they wear and last in here. Ground 2 hours earlier today, ground about 35 bales roughly, so I am getting a little more tonnage out of it. I'm getting about 17 bales an hour at the moment, with still pretty wet hay and probably more than half grass. The floor plate in there of the tub that regulates how much hay feeds into the hammers is raised all the way up to where it's taking the smallest bite it can off that bale. But as you can see, my tub speed is pretty fast. And I find that works better for this tractor. It's 115 horsepower, but it keeps the hammers full all the time with hay to grind, but it doesn't allow them to take such a big a bite as to cause a lot of slugs and hay to go through and hard impacts on the drivetrain. And I still seem to get a good amount of hay rolling through this thing, so until I have some more horsepower to throw at it, that's probably what I'm going to do. Plus it helps if you have inconsistencies in your hay, you know, going to a really good alfalfa bale to a really poor grass bale. You don't have to jump out and adjust your grinder as often if you have that tub floor plate up, or that feed control plate. So just some information for maybe those of you starting out. pretty easy to see that even with those hammer tie pins, even on a dry bale, is giving the tractor a little more inertia because it doesn't seem to have near the trouble powering through these bales as it did before. So it's definitely helped in the hard spots and the tough spots on the top and bottom of the bales where they're stacked. Minutes on that bale. That was a drier bale, so about right in the ballpark.